One thing I have realized over the years is this: setting goals is easy. Staying aligned and focused on the right goals, that's the hard part. And that is exactly why I enjoyed reading Measure What Matters by John Doerr. I had seen OKRs in practice, used them professionally, worked in teams that tracked them. So while reading this book, I was not looking for a brand new concept. What I got instead was reinforcement, clarity, and a deeper understanding of why OKRs work when implemented correctly. One thing the book does really well is explain that OKRs are not just about tracking metrics. They are about creating focus. That sounds simple, but in fast-moving organizations, focus disappears very quickly. Everyone becomes busy with many projects. Teams start chasing too many priorities, and suddenly everything feels highly important. You get sucked into this race and you don't get time to reflect on the business needs and alignment to your business strategy. This book reminded me that good OKR forces difficult decisions. You cannot prioritize everything, and honestly, that aligned a lot with my own professional experience. The most effective teams I have worked with always had very clear priorities and a clear understanding of their bandwidth. People knew what mattered, what success looked like, and what was not worth spending time on. Another thing I liked was how the book connects OKRs with transparency and alignment, especially the examples from Google and other high growth companies. When goals are visible across teams, collaboration becomes much easier. People stop working in silos, and I have personally seen that happen in real projects. When engineering, product, and business teams align together around shared outcomes, execution becomes much smoother. One important reminder from the book was OKRs are meant to be ambitious, not comfortable. That part stood out because many organizations treat goals like safe commitments, but stretch goals create innovation. For innovation, stretching is necessary. Sometimes you won't hit 100%, and that is okay. The idea is to push thinking forward. I think the book explains that mindset very well. Now, even though I was already familiar with OKRs, I still picked up a few new learnings. One was the importance of separating outputs from outcomes. For example, completing tasks does not automatically create impact. You can finish 10 projects and still not move the business needle forward. That distinction between activity and measurable impact was explained really well in this book. I also like the section around continuous check-ins because OKRs are not supposed to be yearly documents that nobody revisits. The real value comes from regular conversation, weekly reviews, progress discussions, course corrections. OKRs are not just about setting them up at the beginning of the year and reviewing them at the end of the year. It is about continuously validating and revising as the business requirements change. My biggest takeaway from Measure What Matters was being reminded why disciplined goal settings matter so much. In high performing teams, clarity is not optional. It is a competitive advantage, and this book reinforces that message extremely well. If you have read this book already, I would love to know what resonated most with you.